Good morning, Rodney.
Good morning. Good morning.
And good morning, everyone else. You are watching the chat session lineup on the This Way Network, and we are so glad you're with us. Good morning, Carrie and Jacqueline and AC and all the others who are joining us this morning. Looking to see if there's anybody I missed there in the comments.
Yeah.
So as you can tell, neither one of us is Jennifer O'Neill.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm coming to you live from the City of Industry, California, here at Starbucks. That's not a shameless plug. Actually, we should get a sponsorship for that. But we're here, and yes, we had hoped that Miss Jennifer O'Neill and Nina could talk about it. Go ahead, Nina.
Yes. So we had her booked. We've actually had her booked for several weeks now. We were so excited about her coming on, but she called me just about an hour ago and said, I am so sorry. I have to cancel. She's very apologetic, but her Great Pyrenees dog is sick and she needs to take him to the vet.
Yep. So
we promised that we would reschedule with her. She actually offered to come on tomorrow. And I had to explain to her that we're live on Mondays and, we wouldn't be here tomorrow. So she's going to come back on another Monday. We're going to schedule her as soon as we can. We actually have a couple other people scheduled out, so I'm not sure how soon we'll get her on, but I promise y'all she will be here in the future. And I'm sorry she's not here today. I hate to disappoint, but yes, Rodney is outside. He's on his way to an appointment and had to hit the road, and he stopped just so he could be with us.
Yes.
Now.
Excuse any background noise. Yeah, because but this is the magic of production and everything, and so.
And live.
Yeah, that's right.
Being live.
Yep. And so
stuff happens.
Yeah, we're not paying any extra, any movie extra in the background, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we're having a good time, and somebody just made a happy little comment. So yes, AC, yes, I'm outside. That's right.
Yeah.
Rodney's outside at Starbucks again. That's another plug from. We have to charge him for that. And
yes, Carrie, we will have her another day. And I told her I would ask y'all to please pray for her dog.
Yeah.
So please do pray for her dog. God said that not a sparrow falls to the ground, but that he doesn't notice. And that he is watching over her dog as well.
Yeah.
So please do pray for her dog, that her dog will be much better soon.
Yeah.
That God will give the vet wisdom about how to treat the dog. So, So Rodney.
Yes, ma'am.
I know, and you probably had a fantastic week. I hope you did. Did you?
I did. I actually had a great weekend. I was actually with a colleague of mine, and his name is Nicholas Dibbs. He's running for school board in Area 1 school board in Garden Grove, California. And we went to a chili cook-off. And it was a woman by the name of Mrs. Ladd. She's a big real estate agent. So she put together this beautiful car show and just community event and everything like that. But it's her annual deal. And so me and Nick went to there, and he was kind of handshaking and politicking and meeting some of the people because he is running for school board. And his big push is for vocational trades. And so it's been really, really a tough go because for 8 years, he's been promoting and telling the school district, let's bring these vocational classes back, wood shop, automotive, home ec, and all these other things. And sadly, the school district has continued to cut them. And he has over 800 signatures alone just from students and parents and people and concerned citizens in the community wanting to bring these vocational classes back. So hopefully November 5th, he's going to take the big win. He's got commercials running on KCAA radio out here in California. He's a Christian man, and he's got the right heart because he's trying to make a better tomorrow for young people. And listen, he's not anti-STEAM, science, technology, engineering, the art, and math. But the thing is, we as educators, we believe that there could be a blended, a hybrid of both because some kids are techie, some kids are not, and not ever go to college. But if they have a skill set, if
Mhm.
they have oh, if they have a skill set, they will be a lot better. They'll have opportunities. So that's
And
where I'm
they're
at. Can you
absolutely
see
we're
me, Nina?
blend. Yeah, we can see
Nina?
you. Yes, we can see you. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you just put up one of Miss O'Neill's pictures for us about Healing Glade.
Yeah, yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
So continue.
So,
So yeah, that was my week. For him.
hey, Rodney, you've got a picture up on the screen instead of us. One of Miss O'Neill's pictures is up on the screen. Actually, her stuff about Healing Glade, and it looks like Rodney is frozen. So I hope y'all can still hear me. So, nope, that's not the radio
I did.
station he's on.
Oh
Let's
no.
see. Yes, you did. I'm not sure how to. And there's another one. That's who is supposed to be here. Rodney's scrolling through them, I guess, to help get them down off the screen again. If I knew how to do it, I would take care of it, but I don't. Maybe he's the only one that could do it since yeah, I can't do it. So, y'all, while you're looking at, you can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you, Carrie, for telling me that. While I'm waiting for Rodney to get the pictures down, this is another one of those. This is what happens when you're live. Sometimes things happen. But anyway, I wanted to let you know. Rodney was just talking about the blend of the steam stuff, but also the um, uh, not the tech. What were we just
There you
saying?
go, Nina. Can you
There,
see me?
no, I can see you, but only in the thumbnail down there. We're not on the screen. Neither one of us are. Hey, Rodney, can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me.
Can you hear me, Nina? Yeah, we're
I
back.
can, yeah, I can hear you, Rodney, but I cannot see you on the
Oh
screen. The only thing I
yes. Oh,
can,
I see
yeah,
now. Okay, let me get rid of this
yeah,
slide. Oh my goodness.
okay.
Okay, we'll get.
So he's
Okay.
working on
Do
that.
we have 70? Do we have Miss Jennifer? Do we have Miss Jennifer
No, we don't.
O'Neill on the screen?
We do have her on the
Well,
screen. Yeah,
let's
she's
see.
there's a
Yeah, this is
slide on the
for
screen with her picture.
next week when we have her. Come on, my
Yeah,
little
I don't
poor
know if
little
it'll be next
computer
week
here.
either that we have her. Because I think
Maybe
we've already got somebody
I'll go
scheduled
out and
for
come
next
back
week.
in. Maybe I'll go and come back in. Waiting.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I had a message here from our wonderful back end support. Can you?
Let's see. I'm looking to see if I can take down the slides. I'm not sure I can. Nope. Whoa. Okay. I'm not sure how to do that, y'all. I appreciate that, Chloe, as I'm not a doggy mama right now, but I've had dogs in the past, and I do hope that her dog is going to be okay. So, anyway, we'll see how that works. But anyway, as Rodney was talking about the trade schools and the STEAM, there's absolutely room for both of those. And if you don't believe it, just stop and think about how many cars now have computers in them, how many refrigerators have computers in them, and even some of our systems, the heating and air conditioning now has like a smart system in them. You can get that. So, yeah, there is a need for that and definitely a need for a blend in there. But here's what I wanted to share with y'all while we're trying to get Rodney back on and get this slide down. I think since Rodney put it up, only Rodney can take it down. And so I'm waiting for him to do that because I don't have any. He loaded the slides and they're on his side. So, but what I wanted to talk to you about today, I actually went to a Brandon Barber immersive event. It was called Ignite the Fire. It was about, I think, 6 hours long each day for 3 days. It was very, very good. And there was something that he taught us that I wanted to share with you that was so powerful. And I think Rodney is trying to get back on now. He's trying to get his devices connected. But what he shared with us actually was a gratitude exercise. And you remember when we were together recently, I think I was here by myself and I was talking to you about how God had impressed on me the need for gratitude. And I told you about a survey that someone had taken and had talked to the most successful people in all fields all over our country, literally hundreds of them, and asked them, what are the things that you could think contributed to your success? And although there were many things that they put down on their lists, and there was quite a diversity of ideas, all of them had one particular thing on their list. And every single one of them said gratitude is one of the main things that they attribute to their success. And it's not gratitude for their success, it was gratitude before they had success. Learning to be grateful for what they already had, for what God had already given them. Now, as Brandon was taking us through this exercise, I really appreciated it because I don't know about you, but every once in a while, there we go. Now I'm back on the screen. Every once in a while, when I am thinking to myself, oh, I need to adjust my attitude, I need to be more grateful right now for what God has already done for me. And so I start thinking, okay, what am I thankful for? What am I grateful for? And I do probably what you do. I start going right through the same list that I do every time because I am especially grateful for these things: my family, my friends, my home, my country. And then I would get a little bit stuck. And I would think, surely I'm grateful for more than just that. And I have kept a gratitude journal before and was able to come up with many more than just that. But when I'm thinking off the top of my head, those are usually the only ones I think of. So I really appreciated this approach that Brandon took because he said, rather than think of answering the question, what am I grateful for? Instead, I want you to close your eyes, and we all did. And he said, I want you to think of 3 times in your life, 3 moments in your life that were particularly beautiful. They don't have to be the best ones. You're not trying to, pick a particular thing. He said, just let 3 moments come to your mind that were particularly beautiful in your life. And right away, the first thing that came to me was a moment I did not expect. In that moment, I remembered, and Brandon asked us to look at it so closely that we remembered what we were wearing, what other people were wearing, what we looked like, what age we were, where we were, what time of day it was, what the atmosphere was like, what was being said. And he wanted us to remember it vividly, in other words. And so what I remembered was that I was sitting in a hospital room with my third son, Daniel, in my lap, and he was about 3 years old, about 3.5, I guess. And we were looking out the big windows of the hospital room, and there was a storm approaching. And we were watching the storm come in and the wind pick up, and it was springtime. There were some forsythia bushes blooming in full bloom outside the window, and their branches, those yellow branches, were just tossed and turning and waving every direction with that wind. And with the dark clouds in the background, those yellow forsythia blooms looked particularly bright and beautiful. And I remember thinking how lovely that was and how I love forsythias. And I was so glad Daniel and I were getting to share this moment together. And I thought about being inside, especially when it started raining, and how grateful I was to be inside and not outside, and to be able to be in a nice dry spot and to be able to have Daniel in my lap. And I remembered how he felt, the weight of him in my lap. I remembered how the light inside the room was reflecting off of his blonde hair, and it was so bright. And I just remembered his voice talking to me about the storm that he was seeing outside. And the moment was so sweet and so precious. And even in that moment, I remember thinking, I'm going to remember this moment the rest of my life. And I have. And I was so very grateful for that moment. But it surprised me because even though I was grateful for that, I didn't think it would be the first thing that came to my mind because Daniel was in the hospital because he was dying. And a few weeks later, he did pass away. And I think about that overall, and I think of it as a very sad time. And yet, when he asked us to come up with beautiful moments out of my life, there was that beauty in the midst of that sadness. And I found myself crying, weeping over the sheer beauty of it and the gratefulness that I could remember it and that it meant so much to me. And then from there, I found myself thinking about a time when I was with my family, the family that I grew up with, my brothers and my sisters, my mom and my dad. And we had taken a trip and we were in the Grand Tetons. And we were outside the car and we were taking pictures, and the sky was a brilliant blue and there was snow all over the mountains, and it was gorgeous. And it wasn't just the scenery, though. I mean, I was very grateful for that and very grateful to be there, but it was to get to be there with my family and share that time together and have those moments together. And I was so very grateful for that. And honestly, right now, I can't remember what the third one was. I spent so much time on those first two, and I was so grateful for them. But then Brandon told us, as we still had our eyes shut, he said, now I want you to think of the gratitude that you're feeling over the beauty of those moments that you've had. I want you to think about that and imagine it as like a candle flame inside you, burning inside you. It's warm, it's bright, it's brilliant, and it gives you joy and a sense of peace. And then he asked us to think of that flame as getting bigger and spreading outside of us to the people immediately around us, to our family, to our loved ones. And then to think of that fire spreading even further, its warmth going even further and spreading to our neighbors and the people in our community, even the ones we didn't know. And then eventually to think of it spreading to all over our state, our region, then our country, and then our whole world. And by the time we got through with that exercise, I found myself thinking, oh my goodness, I had always ever thought of gratitude as being just a little bit like a personal attitude adjustment, and that it mainly benefited me, just me, that it really didn't have any effect on other people. But the end of that exercise helped me realize, no, the effect of gratitude spreads and gives warmth and blessing to everyone it touches, even to people we don't know. I thought that was a very, very powerful exercise. And I decided to myself, I want to do that exercise every day, and see what beautiful memories God brings up for me. And y'all, I had to think to myself too, and I know you've thought this before, Rodney, wow, what a wonderful life I've had. What a beautiful, beautiful life I've had. In spite of all the trauma and all the sadness and the hard things that have happened, I have had a very beautiful life. And I'm so, so grateful for it. And there's still more to come. So, Rodney, you're muted. You're muted, Rodney. We can't hear you. I think he might be telling me he did that on purpose. Maybe he's trying to keep the road noises nearby away from us. All right. So while we're waiting for him to get unmuted, oh, there. He is. He did it. Yay. What'd you think, Rodney? Wasn't that a great exercise he took us through? Oh, he's off again. I'm not sure whether he can hear us or not. Well, let me share with you one of the other exercises he took us through too, because this was very, very powerful. And one of the things he talked to us about.
There we go.
There we are. And that's funny. I can hear you even though it shows your mic is muted. Yeah, it's showing on the screen that your mic is muted. There you go.
Well, I have to tell you, I going to these master classes and things like that, you really do get some really nice points, and some of these things you can apply. Some of them, sometimes they do apply to you, sometimes they don't. And but when you go to a, or you're part of something like that, you really can learn quite a bit, and it's good. At least you walked away with some really good points.
Oh yeah, it was
and
fantastic.
And I see you're kind of flashing in and out. It might be me because of my signal, but for everybody, I don't want to jack up the broadcast. So anyway, I'm probably gonna jump out. We only got like 3 minutes left, and I'm gonna let Nina wrap it up. But everybody, God bless you. I love you. I hope you have a great week. I don't know if you can hear me saying all this wonderful stuff, but anyway, have a great week. And can you hear me, Nina?
Yes, we can. We can. But you are cutting in and out quite a bit. So yeah.
Maybe you can.
Yeah. We can hear you, but you're cutting in and out, and I have a feeling we're cutting in and out for you too. So I think he's yeah, it is, Carrie. It's a bad signal, I think. So and AC is telling you to have a great day. Carrie's telling you to have a great week.
You there, Nina? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. But he does look frozen, doesn't he? All right, so I'm going to let Rodney go because I know he's got an appointment too. I think he wants to get to, and I will close you out. I'll do that. So, and I did want to tell you about one more thing about that experience with the gratitude and the gratefulness. One of the reasons I thought I want to do this every day is because every day I do expect that as I sit down and I wait for the Holy Spirit to bring those moments to me, the beautiful moments in my life. I know I only mentioned those two, but I want you to know I had many, many more that were coming into my mind. And I thought, oh no, I'm supposed to only pick 3. So I had to actually set some of those aside, but I know the Holy Spirit is going to bring them back later. And when those happen each day, as I do this again, I'll be able to relive some of those beautiful moments again and see how God was in them and recognize the wonderful things that he's put into my life. And I know he's done the same for you. So I want to invite you to do the same thing, to maybe take that exercise for yourself. Sit down, ask God, show me, please, 3 of the loveliest moments in my life. They don't have to be the three loveliest. Just ask God to bring three beautiful moments from your life to your mind and allow Him to show them to you. Experience them as if you had been there for the first time, only now with an air of gratefulness that maybe you didn't even have back then. And then give Him glory for those. And then imagine that the glory that you give Him is spreading outward from you to everyone in your community and even people you don't know, and from them spreading even further. And so that God is now getting glory over the entire earth. Because this is what's going to happen when Jesus returns. So that's it for us today. And thank you so much for joining us. I know we're getting off early, but with all the technical difficulties we've had. Yes, I agree with you, Chloe. The day my only grandbaby said, "I love you, Lala." Oh, there just can't be anything better than that. And you know what? Come to think of it, I think that was my third one. Was one of the days that one of my children laughed for the first time, and it was such a belly laugh. And there is no sound like a child laughing, especially a baby. That will just make your day right there. So, y'all, thank you so much for joining us today. I want you to take the extra 4 minutes that we're actually not broadcasting. Go sit down, ask God to remind you and bring to your mind those lovely moments that He built into your life and experience them again. Have a lovely, lovely time with the Lord. Give Him thanks, give Him glory, and let it spread to the whole earth. And y'all, be of good courage, because God is with us and we are not alone. Bye, everybody.